Hi everyone, Quilting with Harriet here. Today we're going to play on our simulator, our Pro Stitcher simulator, and we're going to create some new designs from designs that are already in your library. First, I'm going to show you how to do it if you have Pro Stitcher Premium, and then I'm going to show you if you have Pro Stitcher Lite. So come along with me and let's create some new designs, and I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're going to go right into the Pro Stitcher Simulator software that's on my laptop. All right. Now, I'm going to go to File, Design, Open, and I'm going to go to Continuous Line. So Pro Stitcher Designs and Continuous Line. Now, the only way that we can do this application is if your start point and your end point are on the same line, on the same plane. If one's up here and one's down here, it's not going to work. There's going to be a jump between the two when you connect them. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at patterns. They can either start on the top or on the bottom or in the middle, but they both have to be start on one side, stop on the other along the same line. Okay, now if you have Pro Stitcher Premium, we're going to come over here to our settings. And let me see if I can get rid of this pane here. We're going to come over to our settings, and I'm going to show you in Pro Stitcher Premium Settings Advanced. You have under General, you have down here on the bottom, Load Start Point at Crosshair. So this is your crosshair over here in the middle of the screen, and every pattern that you open is going to load at the crosshair. You also have a load point to point, which I'm going to change right now. I'm going to highlight that. So all my designs now are going to, instead of loading over here at the crosshair, they're going to find the stop point of the previous design and attach the start point of the new design. So let's go over here to File, Design, Open. And we're going to go to Continuous Line, Pro Stitcher Designs, Continuous Line. And I'm going to get out, let's see, let's start with the birdhouse. Let's open the birdhouse right there. Now, it did load at the start, at the crosshair, but that's okay. The next pattern's going to load right here. So File, Design, Open, and let's grab our next pattern, which is the continuous, there it is, Windows Continuous Line. And I'm going to open that and look at there. Now, since I don't have the birdhouse selected because my new pattern opened and it is selected, I am going to come down here and I'm going to say select none. And then I'm going to hit the multi-select right here on this bottom left-hand corner, the middle one, multi-select. I'm going to select the first birdhouse that I opened, and then I'm going to select the second birdhouse. And now you can see that there's a start point on the left and there's a stop point on the right. Another thing I'm going to show you while I'm here is I'm going to select none, and I'm going to select first this birdhouse. And then I'm going to select this birdhouse because that's the way that I opened it before. I opened this one and then it grayed out, and then I opened this one. So if you look over here in your group, in your workspace, you can see Cottage with Windows is first, and then Birdhouse Continuous Line is second. And now you don't see a start and a stop separate from each other. They're on top of each other. So what I'm going to do is I want the birdhouse to stitch first, and then I want the cottage to stitch second. So since the cottage is first up here in the window, I'm going to select that, and I'm going to come down to these arrows here and I'm going to jump it down. And now you see cottage with window is second. So both of my items now, the birdhouse, oops, let's say select none. Oh, what did it do? Select the birdhouse, the cottage. Okay, there we go. One start, one stop, and I'm going to baseline that because I want to save that new design. I want to use it in a border on my quilt. So now I can go up here to my repeat screen, and since I have it baselined, it's one pattern, and I'm just going to see what it looks like as several patterns. Look how cute that is. Wouldn't that make a cute border? Yes, it would. I love that. Okay, so I did not put the birdhouse. Let's go back down to the one pattern that we had. I have a birdhouse here and the cottage here. If I put another birdhouse, then when I repeated, I would have had birdhouse, cottage, birdhouse, birdhouse, cottage, birdhouse, birdhouse. You only need one of each, one birdhouse, one cottage. All right, let's clear that and let's find another one to do. Boy, this is so much fun. You can sit here all day and do this. Okay, so file, design, open. And let's see. I love going to Colorado where my kids live, and I love making quilts with mountain scenes and the moose and the deer. So here's a moose and pine continuous line. So let's open that one. I'm going to double click on him. All right. And then we're going to get the pine tree. File, design, open. And let's find the pine tree continuous. Pine tree, there it is, pine trees continuous. And we're going to open that. Look how cute that is now. So if I look at my workspace, I have the moose and the pine. The pine tree is second because that's the second one that I opened. And then I have the moose and the pine here as the first, it's on the bottom line. So let's just jump that one up. Moose and pine is first, and pine trees is second. So now they're both selected. Here's one start, one stop. I'm going to baseline that. I'm going to come over to my repeat screen, and I'm going to see what that looks like as a repeated pattern. How cute is that? I love that. Yay, now I have a new pattern. So I hope you get the gist of this, that you can combine two patterns as long as your start point over here on the left and the stop point over here on the right are all along the same line. All right, we all know that we have, let me clear all. I'm going to go to Design, Open, and we're going to get our trucks out. So we're going to find the cement truck. I'm going to open that. Then I'm going to go and find my dump truck. There's the dump truck. So see how it attaches to the start point of the new design attaches to the stop point of the first design. And then there's one more truck in there, the fire engine. So let's get that one out. Fire engine. There we go. And open that one. And now I have three trucks. So if I select all, here's my start and here's my stop. And if I look at my workspace, my cement truck is first, my dump truck is second, and my fire engine is third. So now I can baseline that and I can set up my quilt. I can set my area across my whole quilt and put this whole design in there. And then I could come up here to my edit screen and duplicate this. And I'm going to take this second one here. Let's select none. Let's select this group here. This is how I would do a whole quilt. And I'm going to modify and rotate this. I'm going to turn it, I'm going to mirror it. So the truck's first row is going one way, second row is going the other. So when it gets down, when this row stitches, there's the first row. It'll stop here, and then it'll jump down here, and it'll continue to stitch in the opposite direction. Okay, let's clear all that out, and I'm going to do one more for you, and I'm going to add one more feature to this. So File, Design, Open, And now I'm going to work with my clamshells. So I'm going to get the clamshell with the arc and open that. And if you look at this right now, you can see that it's 4 inches high by 2 inches tall. So that's fine. I like that. The next one I'm going to open is the clamshell with just the plain clamshell. And we're going to open that. And if you look at that one, it is 3 inches by 1.5 inches. So I need to change the size of this one. I'm going to change it to the same one that the first one is. Oh, let's take off that select and select none. Okay, the first one is 4 by 2. So I am going to change that. I'm going to go modify, resize, and I'm going to change this second one, not the first one. Resize, and I'm going to resize it to 4 inches in width, enter, and 2 inches in height. Okay, now we're at the same. So what I'm going to do with that one, since I changed the size, I'm going to save that. I'm going to go File, Save, and I'm going to save the selected, and I'm just going to put it here on my C drive desktop as a clamshell. And I'm going to say clamshell, and I'm going to go, what was it, 2 inches by 4 inches. Oops, 2 by, whoops, can't type today, 2 by 4. Okay, let's just leave it at that. And I'm going to save that. All right, now I'm going to close that one. File, close. I just want to close that one. I don't want to close anything else. I'm going to close the selected, and I'm going to go File, Design. I'm going to select this one, File, Design, and I'm going to reopen that resized clamshell so it connects. There we go. And now I'm going to go File, Design, Open, and I'm going to go back to my designs, continuous line, and I'm going to get out the clamshell with the arc, with the curl, sorry. All right. Oh, I thought that was the same size too. That's 6 inches by 3 inches. That's way too big. All right, let's change that one to 4 inches, enter, by 2 inches. Whoops, 2 inches. All right, now let's save that one as well. File, save, select it. Since I changed it, we're going to save it as the change. And this one is going to be clamshell with curl, and I'm going to save that. All right, so I'm going to close that one because I want it to connect to the other two. So let's select this one, and now we're going to open the clamshell with the curl at the new size. And now if I go select all, there they are. One start, one stop. So now I can come into my repeat screen and I can repeat and see how this looks. I like that. I'm going to repeat it vertically because I want to do this on my whole quilt. Oh, look at this here. They're all stacked on top of each other. How do I take them so they're offset? Let's look at the wrap feature on our Pro Stitcher. And this is really, really cool. I love this feature. Wrap come over here to the workspace. We're going to wrap the horizontal window by half. And now look at that new design that I created. How fun is that? So now all I really have to do is save one repeat and repeat it in my Pro Stitcher, and then come over to the wrap and wrap the whole thing, and I am ready to quilt. That is so cool. Okay, so that is for your Pro Stitcher Premium, folks. If you come over here to your settings, Advanced, General, make sure you have load point to point on. That is, I believe, from version 537 to the present that you have that feature. Otherwise, you're at load point to point. All right. So let me clear this, clear all. And now I'm going to do the same thing for my Pro Stitcher Lite, Pro Stitcher Lite people. Okay. You've got a great setup there. Pro Stitcher Lite, Pro Stitcher Premium, they're both great programs. Okay. File, design, open. And since I already had, let's go here. File, design, open, designs, and Pro Stitcher designs and continuous line. Okay, if you have Pro Stitcher Lite, you are loading at the crosshairs. So we're going to get out our birdhouse. We're going to open that. And so now you can see that it loaded the start point at the crosshair, but I want to put another pattern right after that. So I'm going to come into modify, reposition, and I am going to come over here to my workspace, and where it says end point, I'm going to I'm going to move my end point to the crosshair. Now I'm going to get out my new pattern, file, design, open, and I'm going to get out the house, Windows continuous house. Okay, there we go. And now you see, because we have load at the crosshair, we have loaded the new pattern at the crosshair. So I am going to select both, and you can see that it put the start point at the beginning and the stop point at the end. And you can, just like Pro Stitcher Premium, you can come into your repeat screen and you can repeat this as many times as your border needs. I love that design. I'm going to have to stitch that one out. It's just so pretty. I think that would be really pretty in a variegated thread, on a quilt, maybe with some birds on it. What a cute design that is. All right, let's clear that one out, and we'll do the same thing with the moose and the pine trees. So let's go down to, these are all continuous line. We're going to go moose and pine, open, and see it loaded it at the start point of at the crosshair. So we're going to go modify, reposition, and we're going to move that end point over to the crosshair. Now we're going to go to File, Design, Open, and we're going to get out our pine trees. Let's see, pine trees. There we go. And we're going to open that. And now you see that the start point tagged on with the stop point of the previous design. So let's select all, and our start is on the left, our stop is on the right. I'm going to baseline that, and I'm going to save that as a new pattern. I'm going to go File, Save, Selected, and I'm going to figure out in which folder I want to put my new patterns, or I can even put them right here. I can call it Birdhouse 2, and let's go ahead and do that. So let's save that pattern. Let me see, let's do that again. File, Save, Selected, and I'm going to put it in my continuous line designs, and I'm going to change the name. I'm going to clear that out, and I'm going to say Birdhouse 2. Birdhouse, whoops, and 2. And I'm going to save it. Now let's go back and open that again. File, Design, Open. And it should be right next to that birdhouse. Where's that birdhouse? There it is, Birdhouse 2. There's my new pattern, so I know where it is. Okay. So we can go into our Pro Stitcher now, our repeat, and we can see what that's going to look like. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. I love that. I can sit here all day and play with these designs. Okay, so in this video, I showed you how to combine designs that you already have in your Pro Stitcher. You're going to want to, let me stop sharing my screen here for a second. I showed you how to combine designs that are already built into your Pro Stitcher. So now you have new continuous line designs to play with. You have tons of file folders in your library, so you want to go through and see what you can combine. It's a lot of fun to play and see what new patterns you can come up with. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what two you combine, two or three. Give me a like, please. Helps the channel, helps me get out there. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification so you know when a new video drops. I'll be coming at you with a lot more. You can see right now my machine is down. I blew a board. It just stopped one day and called up Handy Quilter, and they said, "Oh, you've got no heartbeat in your machine." So I'm waiting for the part to come in on Tuesday so I can get back to quilting on the machine and showing you more cool things to do on there. But in the meantime, I'll be coming at you with some Pro Stitcher Simulator or Pro Stitcher Designer tutorials. So hit the like button, guys. This is a cheap class for you, and I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.